What is going on, guys, girls? Ratatouille, alien from outer space, whatever, whoever's watching this. What is going on, y'all? So, it is time. First, let's change the lights. What are y'all feeling? Y'all feeling? I usually do red, and I usually do blue. Let's try some green. Green works. Said aliens. Aliens are green. Alright, that works. My dad thinks he's an alien. I think he's an alien sometimes too. So it is time. It is time for the 6-month review on USA. How do I feel about USA Truck in these last 6 months? The good, the bad, the ugly, things I've liked, disliked, things that made me happy, things that pissed me off. So let's get into it, y'all. So, I've been here for 6 months now, and I'm glad I came here. I'm just going to be honest, I said it a little bit in my last video. The longest I've ever stayed with a trucking company was 5 months. It's 5.5 months. It's the longest I've ever been with any trucking company. Why? Different reasons. You know, either they didn't give me the pay and benefits and home time they promised. Maybe they were a company that micromanaged, didn't treat their employees right, didn't really care about us, worked us to death, just treated us like we were robots or something. You know, there's a couple exceptions in there. There's some companies that weren't too bad. You know, one company I got laid off. You know, there's different reasons. But I've been with USA longer than the rest of them. And from my experience, this company knows how to treat their drivers. Not saying they're perfect, not saying they're without sin, but they are a good company, in my opinion. So, like I said, there's been good and bad. Good things that I've had, you know, dealt with here. You know, I've got a great DM. My dispatch manager, Fleet One, he's awesome. He's laid back. He treats me like a professional, you know, and he doesn't really bother me, which I like. And what I mean by that is he doesn't give me a bunch of shit. He's not all over my ass about stupid stuff. Hell, I usually try to leave him alone. I know he's busy. He's got a lot of drivers, so I try to leave him alone unless I really need something. He'll usually hit me up and be like, hey, you know, doing all right? Just checking on you. All right, make sure you get something to eat. Here's this information about this load, you know, like that I've got or whatever. You know, you can drop it off anytime, you can pick it up at any time, or it needs to be here by the end, or just whatever, right? So, he's probably one of the best he's a dispatch manager, or an advisor, whichever you want to call it. But dispatcher, fleet manager, DM, advisor, whatever you want to call them. It's basically the same thing, just different companies call it different things. Best one I've had. Easily the best one I've had. So there's that. You know, when it comes to safety, USA is really lax about a lot of shit that in other companies just wouldn't fly. You know, as long as you're not speeding, getting in accidents, like excessively speeding, getting into accidents and getting a bunch of tickets, USA really don't care. Pretty relaxed about a bunch of stuff. More so than any company I've worked for. And any time safety has called me, which has been a couple of times, they have been very professional. They've talked to me like I'm a professional. They talk to me like I'm an adult. They don't treat me like a child. They don't try to control me or belittle me or anything like that. They talk to me like I'm an adult and like I'm a professional. And that basically goes for everyone else here at USA I've spoken with. Let's see, what else? You know, I've covered a little bit of this before in some of my other videos, but the recruiters, at least in my experience, the recruiter, my recruiter, she didn't BS me around, she didn't lie to me, tell me all the good stuff I wanted to hear. She didn't do none of that. At least in my experience, she didn't. And from a lot of other people I've heard, didn't do that to them either. So that's a big plus. In my experience, USA has been very quick to, if there's a problem, excuse me, they've been quick to fix it and take ownership for it if it was something they did wrong. My first load, they somehow mixed up the information from my geotab. We got the little geopuck that basically ties into the computer system in the truck. Tells different information, basically for the ELD when trucks move in and whatnot, right? Well, there's what they call the puck number, basically for that little puck, for the geotab, there's a serial code. Well, somebody mixed up two of the serial codes, my serial code and a serial code for another truck, who I don't remember, but I had orientation with them. It was either truck C0085 or C0084, I believe. But they mixed it up, so my logs were recording on their truck and theirs was on mine. Well, we found that out on a Friday. And they said, well, neither one of y'all can really go nowhere until it's fixed. And they stayed over until it was fixed. And it was a Friday afternoon that we discovered this. It took them hours to fix it and to get everything back right. Not only they did that, they gave us extra pay for it as well, for the trouble. And they even said, hey, this was our bad. This doesn't look good on our end. We're very sorry. And that said a lot, it did. The way they were willing to take ownership and apologize for it and even, give extra pay when we didn't even ask for it. And, I already had another load. It was booked. I was going to be late. I was late dropping the one off I had, and I was going to be late picking up the next one, and they got that all fixed up for me, because I couldn't go nowhere until it was fixed. So that was a big thing they did for me. When it was Driver Appreciation Week, somebody from, she was from Logistics, I believe. I can't remember her name. She called me and said, hey, happy Driver Appreciation Week. We appreciate you coming here. We appreciate you driving for us. Asked me if there's any problems I'd had, anything she could do for me, And, told me, hey, make sure you stop by the terminal, get some food, meet some people, We're giving some stuff away, different things like that. And I've never had a company do that for me before. It's a small thing, but hey, sometimes it's the small things that actually mean a lot. So that's some of the stuff, that's been good, as well as when my truck went down. I've discussed this before. I still need to make a video on it. I've really got a lot of videos I need to make, so I might do those while I have time. But my initial bill for this truck was was $6,900, not including shop supplies or tax. Additional stuff ended up being added onto that bill, so I would say the total in the end, with everything, shop supplies and tax and all the additional stuff that got added on, over $8,500 easy for all the repairs on this truck. USA talked to Kenworth, said, hey, this is one of our drivers that's leased on. What can we do for him? We've got a big contract with you guys, and he's one of our drivers. What can we do? And USA got my bill down to $3,200. cut it more than in half. I don't know a lot of other companies that would go that far for one of their drivers. I saved $5,000 easy, at least. That meant a lot. You know, and we get, you know, I've gotten discounts on tires, and when I got the PM service, I was able to take advantages of discounts on that. And if you're a driver at USA, you can too. So that was a lot of the good. You know, I make more money here than I could have ever imagined me ever making in my life. When I seen that, what was it? What was the amount? Was it 30? I think it was 32, 33, or 33, 30, 22, or something like that. About, let's say $3,200, a little over $3,000 is what I took home after all expenses. I had never had that much money in a check in my life. That is more money than my dad makes in several months. You know, like, it would take my dad a couple of months to make that much money, and I brought that home in a week. Even on a bad week, $1,000 on a bad week, I still can't believe it. And on average, I do at least $1,800 on a let's say just an average, $1,800 to $2,000. I remember when it would take me a couple months to make that. I remember when I had those jobs where it would take me a couple months to make that. So, yeah, you know, there is some loads where there could be some improvement, but overall, hey, I'm eating good over here. And just overall, more, you know, USA will work with you. When I was down, they quit charging me for my they took care of the insurance. They took care, you know, I didn't have to pay nothing while I was down. They paused everything. That took away a lot of stress. And, you know, they would check on me. Hey, you know, is there anything we can do? You know, how's the truck doing? You know, you got any updates on it? You know, if you need anything, just let us know. Afterwards, like, hey, we hope your truck's doing well. You know, it's awesome. I have to say, overall, I think they are a good company. So now let's get into a little bit of the bad. So, some of the bad would be, I feel like we could get better fuel discounts. I do feel like we could get better fuel discounts. I think it's TA and Petro and Pilot Flying J, we get, I think it's 15 cents off. Other than that, we don't really get a fuel discount. I feel like it'd be nice if they could open up other locations. Maybe like we got 15 cents off all around. You know, so I like to stop at my little mom and pop places because it's even cheap, even with the 15-cent discount, it's cheaper, typically. So unless I need a shower, it's typically just better for me to go there. So that could use a little work. Like I said before, there is some, you know, some loads that get posted on the board that's like, why is this even on here? 400 miles, only paying $500. Once you take a percentage out, it ain't even $1 a mile. We just don't take those loads. That's all it is to it. There has been some mistakes, you know, in payroll. But hey, like I said before, anytime if they hadn't already caught it before I did, I'll mention it to them. They look at it and say, "Yep, you're absolutely right. It'll go on your next check. We sincerely apologize." So, you know, that's happened a few times. Like the load where they asked me to do that load for them when I was up in PA. Well, you know, like I mentioned that before. They went to deliver it. They said I was late, even though I was at the appointment time I was given. And then I ended up having to bring it like 130 miles away to the Carlisle, PA yard. And then when I got my pay this week, I only got paid like $300 something for that load instead of almost $900. I brought it up to my DM. He looked it over and said, yep, you're absolutely right. We're sending it into payroll. We're going to work on getting this fixed for you. So I appreciated that. So I've had little things like that happen. I feel like, when it comes to some of these trailers, there is some trailers that can use some work. And I feel like there's some drivers that can do a better job of at least sending it in so people can know it needs to be fixed. Even if they don't bring it to a shop themselves, they can at least write it up so it can work on getting fixed or something, or drop it at a yard, something, let them know. But I mean, and there's some places that you've got to drive a little bit to find a trailer. I've not had too much of a problem with that, with either one of those. I know I've had other drivers complain to me about it. I do know some other drivers that I've had to really drive for a trailer or whatever. Fortunately, I haven't yet. So I guess that's, some room for improvement there, which, they said they are working on. But overall, I just don't have too much bad to say. There is no ugly. They're not perfect. They're not perfect. But, I think they are a pretty good company. I hope to see myself here in another 6 months, or even longer, I'm not really sure what I have planned for my trucking career yet. I do want to buy another truck. I will more than likely lease it on the USA. I will more than likely work on getting to the 85%, maybe putting somebody in this truck. I don't know yet. Just kind of seeing where things go, worrying about some other things right now. But there is a lot of opportunity for moving up here and doing different things. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens. Like I said before, I can't believe the money I've seen myself bring home. I would say in the last 6 months, I've done $75,000 easy. Probably more. I think I'm kind of lowballing it there because I haven't really went and looked and seen. But as much as I'm home, plus the month where I was down, that is a lot. Like I said, but it's probably more than that. I'm kind of lowballing it there. But I remember when I wasn't making, $400 a week, and now I'm quadrupling that. Easy. So, I think USA is a good company, but I will say this. Everyone has their own company. Everybody has their own company. I didn't like rail transport. Well, for some people, rail might be a really good company. There's a lot of people at rail. There's people that have been at rail for a long time. But I personally didn't like rail. It wasn't for me. So there might be some people that don't like USA. USA just might not be for them, and that's okay. Alright, I'm passing looks like someone's falling. Holy shit, that's a boat right there. Good God. Damn, oh, that's a damn yacht. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. Anyways, y'all. USA might not be the right company for you. Everyone's got their different wants and needs and expectations. For me, USA's met mine, and then some. So, I'd recommend it. I'd recommend coming over here. They've treated me well. But like I said, they might not be your company. They might not be for you. But they've been great to me, and I've been glad to be here. and working with them. So that's it, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. If you got any questions about USA, let me know. And yeah, y'all. So we'll see what happens. It's been a good 6 months. Let's keep it up. You guys take it easy. Y'all have a good week, good weekend, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out, y'all.